Okay, we have all been there. Your dog grabs something they shouldn't, a sock, maybe some mystery trash from the sidewalk, and boom, the chase is on. It's so frustrating, right? It's a game you just can't seem to win. But what if I told you there's a way to end that whole charade in like 3 seconds flat? Well, that's exactly what we're going to break down today.
All right, first things first, and this is maybe the most important rule of all. You have got to stop chasing your dog. I know, it's your gut reaction. You see them with that forbidden thing and your brain just screams, get it back. But trust me, that instinct, it's leading you down the wrong path. It is literally the #1 mistake pretty much everyone makes.
So here's the thing about chasing. In your mind, you're being a responsible owner trying to prevent a disaster. But in your dog's mind? Man, you just kicked off the most fun game of keep away in the entire world. See the problem? You're actually accidentally rewarding the exact thing you want them to stop doing.
Okay, so if chasing is a big no-no, then what's the alternative? What are we supposed to do? Well, it all boils down to this one super simple but really powerful idea, the trade-up. This, my friends, is the secret sauce to a drop-it command that your dog will actually listen to. So what exactly is a trade-up? It's actually a really cool shift in thinking. Instead of creating this big conflict where you're trying to take something from your dog, you're creating cooperation. You're offering them something even better in exchange. They get something awesome, you get the sock back. It's a total win-win. Now here's the key, the absolute non-negotiable key to making this whole thing work. The trade has to be a legitimate upgrade. I'm serious. We're not talking about some boring old dry biscuit here. This has to be the good stuff, something your dog finds completely irresistible. We're talking little bits of cheese, maybe some hot dog, or even liver treats. You got to bring out the big guns. Okay, so the concept makes sense, right? Trade, don't take. But how do you actually do it in the heat of the moment? Let's get right into the method. I promise it's just 3 super simple steps. So here's the game plan. It's a 3-parter. First, you've got the bait. Then comes the trade and mark. And finally, we lock it all in with practice and proof. Super easy. Let's walk through each one. All right, let's dive into step 1, the bait. So before you even walk over to your dog, you need to get that amazing high-value reward ready to go. Now, when you're just starting out, you want to set your dog up to win. So give them something kind of boring that they're allowed to have, like an old toy. This way you can practice the whole exchange without any of the stress or panic. Okay, moving on to step 2, trade and mark. This is where the magic happens. You're going to walk over to your dog, nice and calm, holding that awesome treat. Now watch closely. The second they open their mouth to take the treat, and in doing so, drop the other item, that's when you say, drop it, in a really clear, happy voice. And you immediately follow it up with a big, enthusiastic, yes! That yes is super important. It's like a little snapshot for their brain, marking the exact moment they did the right thing. And that brings us to step 3, practice and proof. Look, this isn't a one-and-done kind of deal. Repetition is absolutely everything here. You want to try and run through this little cycle maybe 10 times a day, just using safe, boring items. Every single time you do it, you're building a stronger and more positive connection in their brain to that drop-it command. You know what's so cool about this is that you're fundamentally rewiring your dog's brain. You're changing their whole perspective. You're taking them from a place of, oh no, my human is coming to steal my amazing treasure, to, oh awesome, when I give this thing up, something even better happens. This isn't about being the boss. It's about building a partnership. It's about trust. Okay, so this method is great for getting back socks and stolen TV remotes. But let's talk about why this isn't just some cute party trick. This is about safety. For real. This is the danger test, and it's the reason this command can be an absolute, literal lifesaver.
I mean, this is the nightmare scenario for every dog owner, right? It's the question that probably keeps you up at night. What happens if it's not a sock? What if they grab a chicken bone off the street, or some drop medication, or something actually poisonous?
This right here is why you practiced. All those seemingly silly repetitions with that boring old toy, they weren't just for fun. You were building an automatic response, a reflex. You were literally training for this exact moment, the moment when all that trust and all that positive association you built really, truly matter.
Because when that scary moment finally happens, you're not going to panic, you're not going to chase. You're just going to calmly and with confidence say, drop it. And because you've put in the work, your dog's brain just responds instantly, boom, just like that. In 3 seconds, they drop the dangerous thing, and a potential disaster is just
gone.
Okay, we're almost done, but there is one final golden rule that you absolutely have to remember. This is what makes the whole system stick for the long haul. Honestly, this might be the single most important takeaway from this whole thing.
So let's lock these rules in. Rule number 1, always be ready to trade up. Have that better thing on hand. Rule number 2, and this one is so important, do not snatch the old item the second they drop it. Just let them have their reward, let them enjoy it. That seals the deal. The whole goal here is to make Drop It the absolute best, most rewarding choice they could ever make.
And that kind of leaves us with one last big idea to think about. This whole principle, cooperation instead of conflict, making the right choice the most rewarding choice, it's so incredibly powerful. So it makes you wonder, right? What if you started looking at all your dog training through that lens? What if every single command could feel like a great trade-up for your dog?